Welcome back to the final installment of Energy Efficiency Makeover 2011. We hope you've had as much fun as we've had making this house ultra energy efficient. This week we're going to talk about an item that I've had my eye on since the original audit several weeks ago before the makeover took place. One thing that I noticed that this house had was an old waterbed, and any of you that have had a waterbed will know that it takes a heater to heat that water in the waterbed. Now this particular heater uses 350 watts or almost 3 amps. As energy auditors, we're also home science detectives as well. One thing we discovered about this waterbed is that it was located in the end of the house, the farthest away from the fireplace. So the Farrells did not use their central heating and cooling system, so it meant that this end of the house was very cold in the wintertime, and of course the other end near the fireplace was very warm. So the waterbed was located in a room that the temperatures were very cold, probably in the 50 to 60 degree range, because the heat from the fireplace couldn't make it back there. And so they tried to keep the temperature of the bed around the upper 90s. They did not want to climb into a cold waterbed, so they kept the temperature turned up. Well, keeping the temperature turned up also made the water heater spin. So by eliminating that waterbed, we were able to determine that in the summertime, that was running about $8 per week, and in the wintertime, it was probably double. So we've lowered their costs tremendously by eliminating this one particular item. Many of you already know the Electric Cooperatives Association with Doug Rye and his Energy Efficient Model Home program. One thing that we know for certain is that virtually all Doug Rye homes have a very minimal 20% leakage. And what that means is that 20% of the home's volume changes with Mother Nature every hour, and that is very energy efficient. And I'm proud to say that our makeover team has transformed the Farrells' house into what we would call a Doug Rye model home. Today our final blower door test revealed that the Farrells' house has 22% leakage, or it leaks 22% to Mother Nature every hour. You may recall from the original audit that the duct blaster, which is a piece of equipment that tests the duct work, told us that virtually 1 ton of the old heating and cooling system was leaking to outside. Well, we learned today through a follow-up blower door test that we eliminated 75% of the duct leakage by sealing it with the foam insulation. So now all of the hot or cold air that's conditioned by the new geothermal heat pump will stay inside the dwelling. One of the reasons we chose this home as the winner of the 2011 Makeover Contest was the fact that they had made a decision to burn firewood as their primary heat source. And when we do our research and put our pencil to using firewood as a heat source, we can quickly determine that the costs are very expensive. Firewood is a great source for the BTU heat we like to feel in the wintertime, but when we add up the costs, it actually costs more than heating with a high efficiency heat pump. Some things we consider are the cost for having a place to cut firewood. Many people are fortunate enough to have that place, but some aren't. So we take a look at that cost as well. And then all the equipment associated with cutting firewood: chainsaws, splitters, mauls, axes, wedges, files, replacement chainsaw, bars, blades, oil, gas. There's a lot of things that go into cutting and preparing to burn firewood. And then of course there's the hard work. Those of you know, or those of you that burn firewood certainly understand what I'm talking about. And if you've ever had an injury cutting firewood, splitting, stacking, and so forth, one trip to the emergency room and you've certainly offset any savings that you might have considered by burning wood. And of course behind me are 4 cords of firewood, and so you certainly need a large space to store this. And then the time considered when burning firewood, the time it took to cut and stack this was several weekends for Mr. Farrell. And then the time required to keep the fireplace stoked, burning warm, emptying the ashes, and carrying firewood into the house requires a lot of time and interruptions between college football games. And then a serious consideration is the fire hazard that goes along with any combustible flame inside of a house. As we complete another successful energy efficiency makeover, I'd like to take just a minute and offer a gratitude of thanks to our wonderful sponsors who helped us make this happen. First off is Water Furnace for donating the high-efficiency Envision geothermal heat pump. Rude Heating and Air from Russellville, Arkansas for installing the new Water Furnace Envision heat pump. Marathon for donating the efficient water heaters for not only the makeover winner, but our 16 finalists as well. ESSNRG.org for donating the attic access cover. Harry G. Barr Weather Bar Windows for donating the high-efficient Energy Star windows for the makeover project. BPSI Foam Insulation from Mountain Home, Arkansas. General Electric Appliance Division for donating the Energy Star appliances. F.L. Davis Ace Hardware from Heber Springs, Arkansas for providing the roofing and building materials. Wilco Siding and Gutters from Quitman, Arkansas, and Lakeside Siding from Heber Springs for providing the energy efficient foam back vinyl siding. Straight Line Roofing from Heber Springs, Arkansas for installing the new roof shingles. The Energy Efficiency Makeover project is about education, and we would like to thank everyone for following us this past several weeks. This update and all of the previous updates are located at www.smartenergytips.org.